Hey everyone, it's Tiffy.
And Mario.
And today we are going to draw our love story.
Yes, so it all started with me browsing MySpace, trying to find people to befriend. And as I was browsing, I came across this girl. And I was like, wow, she's really beautiful. And I decided to add her. And this girl obviously is Tiffany.
So I saw his request, and at the time I was with my friend in Chicago, and I asked her opinion if she thought he was cute or not, and I added him because I thought he was cute.
Yay! So shortly after she added me, we started talking on AIM, and we would talk for countless amount of hours.
Yeah, it started off as just friendly conversation, and we realized that we had a lot in common.
I would always look forward to going home and talking to her because it was always something that I would think about throughout the day. Like, this is super exciting. She's really fun and interesting to talk to, and I want to get her know her more.
So we talked for about 3 or 4 days on AIM, and then I decided to call him on the phone. It wasn't really common for me to talk on the phone, especially to boys, because my parents were really strict, so I kind of had to keep it a secret.
I didn't have to keep it a secret. I was allowed to date, so I would just tell my parents and, my family that I was talking to her, and I felt like we would talk forever on the phone.
Yeah, I was really nervous at first, but then it just seemed so natural, like I was talking to an old friend.
So we would both go out with our friends, and during the time, I couldn't stop thinking about her. Even if we were at the movie theater, we were out in a party, or we were skateboarding, it didn't matter what it was. I just couldn't get my mind off of her.
You were on my mind all the time too. I actually went out to the movies with a guy who I thought was just a friend, and he tried to kiss me, and I said no because I was thinking of Red.
Oh, so after 2 weeks of talking daily, I finally got the courage to ask her out on a date.
So I agreed to go on a date, but like I said before, my parents were really strict and I wasn't allowed to go out on a date. So we were gonna make it a double date. I was going out with my friend, and last minute, both of them flaked out on us. So it was just Red and I.
And that was actually better for me because I felt nervous having to meet not only this girl that I've been talking to for more than 2 weeks, but these other two people have no idea who they are.
Yeah, and I was relieved when you didn't turn out to be a murderer that I met on the internet. So on our first date, we went to go see Anaconda. The movie.
Terrible movie.
So it didn't really matter about the movie. We just
No.
wanted an excuse to meet each other for the first time, so we weren't just talking to this faceless person.
Yeah,
we weren't
over
even
the
sure
phone.
if they existed.
Right after the movie, we went to go grab some ice cream and we talked some more. We got to know each other a lot better. And that's when I went to go try and grab her hand, and
it was kind of awkward because I didn't know how to grab his hand. So we kind of did this weird dance with our hands. And at the time, I was really into this cartoon called Rocket Power, and they used to do this thing, handshake. I don't know why I did it, but I ended up going wiggity, wiggity, wiggity to his hand, and he didn't know what I was talking about, and I felt really dumb after that.
I was like, whoa, what is this? This is really cool. Okay, I can hang with this. I can hang with this.
It was just awkward.
And after that day, we became boyfriend and girlfriend.
It was on the DL though. My parents didn't know. It was only just between us and our friends. And we never really told people how we met. We kind of just hid it from everyone because back then it wasn't really something too common.
No, the only opportunities I used to have to see Tiff was going to her volleyball games and her volleyball practice. So at one of the volleyball games, I got the opportunity to meet her dad for the first time, and I was super nervous, super nervous. So I went up to him and I introduced myself as Tiffany's friend. Only her friend, not her boyfriend.
One day my dad had got tickets to a baseball game and told me that I could invite anyone I want. So I ended up asking him if Mario could come with us. I was with Mario for about a month after that, so I was really excited to maybe ask him if I was allowed to have him as my boyfriend.
So I met both her mom and her dad, and it was the first time we all got to spend time together, and we went to the baseball game. And we were obviously trying to keep it between us that we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend, but we were secretly holding hands between the chairs the whole time. So a few days after that, we had a meeting between the four of us, me, Tiff, and her parents, and I had asked her dad if it was okay if I could date his daughter.
It was like a family meeting with him and I on one side and my parents on the other. And after that day, we became official. I would always look forward to the weekends because that was the only time that we really got to spend time with each other. I would go over his house and we would play video games together.
We would go out and skateboard on different skate parks. We would go to car meets. And that's the first time we actually went to a rock show together as well.
After about a year of being together, we then broke up. So I was going into my senior year of high school and I really liked Mario, but I thought that I was way too young to be too serious and I wanted to know what else was out there before I settled down. Really bad mistake.
Oh, girls and their emotions.
So a week after being apart, I realized that I don't care what else is out there. I have the perfect thing for me and we got back together.
Oh.
So we got back together and we went to prom together. I graduated high school and he was able to be there as well to support me.
Shortly after she graduated, I graduated from college and her parents were there to support me. And right after that, I got my first career job.
And I had just got into art school, so I was really happy going in the direction of my career choice.
Things started getting a little bit more serious between the both of us. We started talking about marriage, started talking about moving in together, but we both wanted to wait until we had our careers and school all done. So I was progressing in my career and getting better jobs, getting better positions, and that's when I finally joined Machinima.
And when he joined Machinima, that is the same exact time when I started doing YouTube.
It was 3 months after she graduated, and it was time after 7 years to finally bring up the question and ask her to be my wife.
So we planned the wedding in 9 months, and 2 weeks before we got married, we decided to tell our parents how we really met.
And I was kind of nervous for this, but at the same time I wasn't, because I know that it didn't matter at that point.
No, it didn't matter after 7 years
Yes.
of being together. I hope not. So they were really supportive and we got married. The next day, right after we got married, we flew out on our honeymoon to the Dominican Republic.
Yes, the Caribbean islands. So beautiful. Clear beaches.
It was so relaxing after all the planning and just being able to spend the time together. It was actually Red's first time on an airplane.
First time.
So being able to experience that with him was amazing.
It was. We got to spend 7 days in our honeymoon away from home, and when we finally came back, we finally moved in together.
Yep, we held off moving in together till after the wedding because we really wanted the initial shock of living with each other.
So after 2 months of living together, we decided to adopt 2 kitties from the shelters.
That's when we got Link and Navi.
Little Navi.
Originally, we were supposed to get 1 kitten, but I had to have 2.
At first, I was against her getting 2 cats. I only wanted 1, and I told her from the beginning we could only have 1, and she fell in love with Link, and I couldn't resist it, and I let her have it her way.
But it's a good thing that we got 2 kittens because we do travel a lot, and they can keep each other company.
So we were both progressing in our careers. She was doing YouTube full time, and I was at Machinima for over 2 years at this point. And that's when she sat me down to ask me a serious question.
So things were getting really crazy busy with YouTube, and I couldn't do it all alone. So I had asked Red if he wanted to work with me and quit his stable job, and let's do it together.
It was super difficult to comprehend what she was telling me at first, just because I've always had a stable job. But after much convincing, I finally decided to leave Machinima and come do this together.
So now we do this together, and he's not only my partner in life, but we're partners in business. So a year after Red had left Machinima, we are now growing as a company. Feel like we're really outgrowing our place.
Yes, we are definitely outgrowing this place, and we are now looking for something bigger and better.
So we are in the process of buying a home.
Our first home together.
So it's a very stressful position to be in, but I'm so glad that I have Mario by my side.
And now that brings us to the current date, 10 years after it all started.
Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary, babe.
But once we do get a new house and we start to settle down, there will be a new addition to the family.
A puppy! And you guys thought that was gonna be a baby. Shame on you.
Nope, no babies. Just want to live my life. No babies.
So this concludes our love story.
We hope you guys enjoyed it. This is something really personal to us.
But we wanted to share this with you guys because you guys are a big part of us.
Big part of our lives.
But we wanted to share this with you guys because you guys are a big part of us.
Our lives.
So we wanted to share this. But we wanted to share this with you guys because you guys are a big part of us.
In our lives!
Oh! Okay. But we wanted to share this with you guys because you guys are a big part in our lives.
So the rest is history, and our future looks bright.
And our two-player adventure continues.